game! Nice! Get wrecked, Jesse. How's it going, guys? aRenG Live here, and today Jesse is back with his event. He's actually pretty easy. The thing is, I originally came into this event thinking, oh, this is going to be another repeat event, another standard, whatever. It's going to be a copy-paste event, just use the same farm deck. But the thing is, Jesse's got a new card. Like, he's got I think they've added stuff to his deck. He has this card called Crystal Conclave that basically bounces back a monster that you may be using and a Crystal Beast to the hand, which is really annoying. So if you're setting up with, let's say, Cerberus, like I would before, I would 100% dedicate to just using Cerberus. Probably on one of the last turns, he's just going to bounce it back, and then you're screwed, because you need to build up on Cerberus again. So that completely kind of messed me up, because I had put all my eggs in one basket thinking I can use Cerberus. So this time, I was given this Amazonis farm deck, which I thought was a beautiful, amazing idea. It's kind of a take on the Sea Stealth Attack farm deck, but we're using Amazonis. This time, basically what we're doing is we're taking advantage of them Amazonis princesses. If you guys did not manage to pick up 3, it is fine. You can actually run this at even 1 Amazonis princess is fine. As long as you get 1, you're fine. You can make this deck work. So you're going to have Amazonis princess from 1 to 3. The more you have, the more consistency you have. But Amazonis princess is pretty much your playmaker in this deck. You need her to summon her first turn, so you can get your 1 copy of Amazonis Onslaught. Once Onslaught is activated, they are not going to want to attack you. So they don't want to banish their monsters. So you're going to have a princess on the field. Now on your turn, you're going to go ahead and attack into their monster. Summon Queen from the deck. And I said Queen, you do need to level Mai to level 45 to use this deck, but for a reason. This deck is so consistent, so amazing. I don't know, man. I think this deck is really, really good. So you're basically use that. You're going to get Queen out in defense position, and there, GG. You have your 1 Queen, your 3 Amazonis Princess. If you got 1, that's fine. Just replace it with other level 4 Amazonis monsters like Amazonis Trainee, Amazonis Sage, and Amazonis Fighter. One thing I do recommend, Amazonis Trainee is also pretty good in this deck, because it's something I've been trying, because you can actually attack into your monsters, into your opponent's monsters, choose not to use Onslaught, and it bounces their monster back to the bottom of the deck, instead of it going to the back row or to the grave. So that's pretty cool, because that makes their deck thicker, so they don't deck out before you. Because Jesse does have these cards that let him draw cards like rare value and stuff like that. So because he can just start drawing cards out of nowhere, or he can search cards from the deck, put them in his back row, that kind of stuff. It gets pretty annoying. So that's why Amazonis Trainee could be pretty useful to like make your opponents stall a little bit more. Amazonis Sage is really good for popping the cards that your opponent has in their back row. So let's say they do have some Crystal Beast monsters in their back row. You can attack them with Sage or just crash it into your opponent's monster. Attack does not matter in this deck. Your monster can be weak, and you can attack into their 2600 beater. You can take some damage, that's fine. Their monster is going to get banished because of Onslaught. You keep your monster because you have a Queen on the field, and their monster gets wrecked. Now we are also running 1 copy of Kazajin as our tribute summon for this deck. I'm running this because it's a glossy, so this is going to give me like an extra 100 points, more or less. But you can run anything I have down here. You can actually run Sangha or Suijin instead. We're using Gravekeeper's Vassal, the last turn engine, and along with these, the Union attacks, and a Secret Past Treasures. Now another card I'm running is Downbeat. I'm running this because I'm running a whole bunch of level 4 Amazonis in this deck. Now, if we get Amazonis Sage and a Downbeat, we pretty much have a copy of Princess. So, like I said, you can run 1 copy of Princess. You're fine with that. So you can go ahead and use this or any level 4 Amazonis with a Downbeat to pretty much special summon a Amazonis Princess straight from the deck, which is really, really nice. Now, if you do not have this card, you don't have Downbeat, you can actually replace all the level 4s, which makes your build a little bit less consistent. You can replace all the level 4s in the deck, or most of them at least, to replace them for level 2 Amazonis monsters, like Amazonis Baby Tiger and Amazonis Scouts. Much weaker monsters, so you'll take a lot more damage, and then you can replace Downbeat with Transmodify. I'm giving you guys a whole bunch of options for all of you who do not have certain cards, but this deck does rely on the fact that you need Queen. You really need Queen. If you don't have queen, this build's not going to work, unfortunately. It's pretty straightforward. Without further ado, let's go ahead and check him out. So he's got some new rewards he's offering this time. I think some of his new rewards are, I think this trap, Rainbow Gravity, is one of them. It's something that lets you bring out a rainbow dragon or something. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. I was hoping they would add some of the new, like in the TCG new Rainbow Dragon support. That would have been really busted, but no. They also gave us Crystal Promise. That's a pretty cool card. I guess it lets you special summon a Crystal Beast from your back row. It's alright. And then we got Rare Value, a new UR card that he's giving us that is basically a Pot of Greed. It lets you draw 2 cards by having 2 Crystal Beasts in your back row, and sending one to the grave or whatever. Your opponent sends one. So this is a really good card too. So if you're trying to play Crystal Beast, you're going to need to pick up Rare Value. At least at like 2. This card's going to be really good. But whatever. Let's go ahead and take him on. Alright. And there he is, Jesse Anderson. We're using Jaden just because he has Restart. You can technically use anybody. Since Jesse is in the gate, you can even use Duel Monsters characters like from Yu-Gi-Oh, normal Yu-Gi-Oh. Right now, we do have an Amazon Sage and a Downbeat. That could already pretty much be a princess, so I might just keep this hand. I mean, it's a okay hand. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it.
Hey Jay!
Hey Jay! Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and summon Sage. I'm gonna start with Sage right now. I'm gonna set this, and I'm going to activate that Downbeat. Now, if we did not open with Onslaught, we would get to thin the deck a little bit more, which would have been nice. So, let's go ahead and get our Princess out. I'm going to go for defense right now, just so he won't deal any damage, and so he won't be in the mood to attack me. So, let's go ahead and end. I'm going to, before he goes into his battle phase, or before he attacks, I'm going to go ahead and activate this to deter him from attacking. So, there's his Pegasus. And Pegasus is annoying because it thins out the deck. And then he's got Crystal Release to power it up. Meaning he's not going to want to attack because he gets his banished. So, alright, fair enough. Now, we do have Fighter in hand. I could pretty much do this right now. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to summon Fighter. You don't even need to. You can leave her in hand. But I'm going to attack. I'm going to do this. Princess Effect. We're going to get rid of you. Mainly because we don't want to get rid of the card in hand because it's a last turn card. It's actually important. And this summons Queen from the deck. So bam! Queen is on the field. I can't be destroyed. Your monsters get wrecked. Bam! It's like this deck was made to farm. But it's also really annoyingly OP. So now we're matched at 13-13. So there's that. He's setting. And we're already in our winning state. Like we're already all set up. We can go to attack position. I could start attacking with my 2400. Or even with my lower attack monster, but nah, I'm going to attack with the big one. Banish it. So he's got 2 cards in his back row. 2 Crystal Beasts at least. You also might want to get rid of those because he starts using cards like that one. That one. Alright, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. Fair enough. Uh-oh, that set card's bad. Every time he sets that card, it is! And he calls it something different. It's not Crystal Gathering, it's Conclave, but whatever. To bounce them back, alright, fair enough. The thing is, we do have Onslaught, so we can pretty much summon her straight from the hand, so it doesn't even matter. I also can summon Fighter, and I will. Because I have an idea here. So we're going to go ahead and enter battle phase. Activate Onslaught. Look at that, free Queen. Free. Absolutely free. Alright, so here's the thing. He's got, what, 9 cards in deck. I have 11, meaning I have to thin 2 cards so I can do anything. So let's go ahead and attack with Princess. Hey, look at Princess. Look what Princess can do. She can basically do this. So, bam, I can pretty much thin out and get whatever other card I want. I actually could go for Trainee right now, but I think I'd rather go for Fighter, because I have an idea. I have an idea here, guys. So, look at that. We're going to go ahead and banish. Not bad. And you don't want to attack directly because you're trying to deal effect damage at the end. So here he's in a defensive position. All right, we actually drew the princess. Can we still downbeat? Yes, we can. So downbeat. This is just so we can thin the deck a little bit more. We can thin the deck two times this turn. So look at that, free princess, and I can attack with princess. So attack, princess effect. Let's get rid of princess. You never want to get rid of queen. Never get rid of queen. Alright, so there's that. No need to special from the hand. I think I'm going to go for Trainee right now, just to show you guys an extra little cheeky combo. So, Trainee. Hey, look at that. Now, only way we can mess up is if he sets the turtle. If he sets the 2000 defense turtle, that's the only way that we can actually dank out here. But right now, I have a plan. So let's go ahead and attack. Attack with the Trainee. Is it the turtle? It's not. Perfect. We're not going to use Onslaught. And bam! Goes to the bottom of his deck. And we get a little bit of a buff. So he's at 8. I'm at 6. So even if he does rare value, we end up breaking even. So we're good. And now we could technically keep doing that. So that just makes us thin out the deck even more. I like the use of Trainee in this deck, so if you have her, go ahead and use her. If not, you don't really need her. But this is just an extra little thing you can do. So, no. And the only thing you really have to keep an eye on is their defense when you attack with Trainee. You gotta make sure she's stronger so you can say no to Onslaught, otherwise they don't really get banished or anything. So, fair enough. I'm gonna go ahead and end. And look at that, his deck is staying at 8 forever. He's never gonna go under 8. If you keep this up. But we're not going to keep it up. Actually, we can't use any more downbeats, so we're fine. I'm at 4, he's at 7. I'm going to go ahead and do it maybe once or twice more. So we're going to do that again. Hey, look at that guy. So I'm at 21. Her attack does not matter at all. Don't worry about Trainee. Oh, he's actually going for Pegasus. This thins out his deck a little bit more. Oh, look at him, dude. Look at him. Alright, so right here, that's fine. I'm thinning out my deck, meaning I can't use Trainee for too much longer. So we can probably just crash. Do I have any more cards that I can summon from the deck? Probably not. I actually would rather not because I have not drawn my Kazajin yet. I kind of want to draw Kazajin before the last card in the deck, so I think I'm in an okay position. I'm going to go ahead and just attack with... I'm going to hit him with Queen. It doesn't matter how low your life points really get. You're going to activate Onslaught, Banish, Crystal Release gets him an extra card in the back row, so next turn he can potentially draw 2 cards, putting him equal to us, or 1 less. There it is. It's always the same combos, dude. It's always the same combos. So right now, we do have that Trainee. As long as we're not drawing Sangha, we can keep doing the thing we're going to do. So, I'm going to do this. Look at that. Bottom of the deck, dude. You're at 3, I'm at 3. Or I'm at 2, actually. So let's go ahead and get rid of one of these. Actually, downbeat's useless. Completely useless. I only like downbeat because it's this one downbeat is a glossy, and I never get to use it. There's the Kazajin. Alright, so now we can go ahead and tribute. Perfect. Actually, another recommendation I have, possibly run 2 of these guys, maybe a Sangha and a Kazajin, or something. This is just because if this is at the bottom of the deck, you're kind of screwed. So right now, I almost completely failed the farm. That's another recommendation, so maybe instead of the Trainee, maybe, I don't know. But right, we're going to get rid of these 2.
I'm counting on you, buddy.
And there we go. So now we don't want to clog up our 3rd zone. We're good. Let's go ahead and attack with Queen. So, bam. No use to activate that. Look at that, get banished. Alright, so this farm is actually really consistent. And as long as we have Kazajin, they're not going to attack it. Even if they have a 2600 beater, that's the reason we do run Kazajin, Suijin, Sangha, because he won't attack us. If you run anything else, maybe like a Blue Eyes or something, he can potentially run it over if he gets double Crystal Release or whatever that card is. Let's check it. Yeah, Crystal Release. He gets double, becomes like 3200 or something, so he can run over Blue Eyes. So if you run anything else, you might get screwed, but this is the last turn. We're going to go ahead and go for that last turn shenanigans. Summon Vassal. Alright, Vassal. And that's I guess that's the only downside of using Princess too much. You might end up with Kazajin at the bottom of the deck, so that's a little bit scary. But right now, we're going to go ahead and activate Secret Pass. And you guys know how this works. We're going to give everything to this guy. So, Vassal. And I might be getting a score about 8,000, 8,100-ish, more or less. Maybe a little bit over 8,000. It usually equals out to 8,000 or so. Maybe 8,100 because this guy is a glossy. So let's go ahead and battle. And Jesse, this is game! Nice! Get wrecked, Jesse. Alright, so let's go ahead and check that score. Alright, so let's see what we got. About 8,000? Yeah, 8,100, like I said. And I managed to get a Crystal Promise. That's pretty good too. Also, these EX crystals, gems, jewels, they're really good too. So don't be disappointed when you get a bunch of jewels. These are really good because you could potentially buy these cards from the EX card trader or whatever they're called. But whatever, that's pretty much it for today. Like I said, this deck is really consistent, really good deck. As long as you have Queen. So if you can, try to level up Mai as much as possible. This deck is free to play, so there is that. You just have to put in that work to grind Mai to level 45. To be honest, that should be your first target. Always level up Mai level 40. She's my only character at level 45 because her level 45 reward is actually meta and it's also really good. But whatever, that's pretty much it for today. And if you guys enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like, share, and subscribe for more dueling shenanigans. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today. Have a great day and see you guys.